Because white and whichever, because the only thing it's gonna show is up on, all the things gonna show is tile. So it don't matter. That's everything you bought, and it's a good point. Oh, we got a hot spot on the head.
You want to bring them up here next to me, or?
We can do that.
Right here. Well, you can send. They were fishing on. My house is on. And I've got the lake.
Trip here in a few weeks.
Yeah. Got about 700. Now. My computer here. On the phone. Just say something. Yep. Let's see what we got. Okay. Okay. All right, over to you, Jim. I'm gonna start passing out materials.
Okay, ready?
Explain what we're gonna do.
Yeah, last month we tied a fly that used a lot of laser dub. And I think it was the same week, Brian Wise on Ozark Fly Fishers put a whole segment on using laser dub. And in the middle of it, he tied a laser dub minnow. Just a small, simple minnow you can catch bass on, crappie, whatever, hit it. So what we're doing tonight is it, and we're gonna use a laser dub. You get a chance, go back and watch his video because he'll tell, it shows you all the differences, not just about tying this, because this is like a 30-second run when he goes through there. You got to stop every spot to see it. But he explains laser dub and all the things you can use it for, what and different kinds of it.
What's the site?
Ozark Fly Fishers on YouTube. Fly fish, I think. And he goes through the whole ordeal about laser dub because you can buy a pack of red and you pull this out, it may be 1 inch together. You can take this white and it may be 3 inches when you pull it out. But that's why, before we get started, I just want to kind of go over that with you to kind of show you that. You take this, it's entirely too
Yeah, let
much.
me start passing these.
Yeah, pass it. But
Grab 2 bunches of white and 2 bunches of gray out of this bag. And then grab 1 bunch of olive and 1 bunch of red. And I'll start this at the back.
because this stuff, if you look, it's a bunch of different links in there. And if you pull it apart and you pull it back together, pull it apart, what you're doing is you're evening up stuff. So when you get it tied in, it won't pull out.
Jim, do it down here.
Oh, down here, I'm sorry. All right, let's do it again.
And 1 strand of the pearl chenille here. Grab 1 of those and 1.
Oh, I messed up. That's all.
We got all the white. You need 1 more gray.
I know, but I had an extra one.
And we have enough, grab 2 hooks,
Pull 1 strand of.
1 strand of chenille. Yep.
Yeah, Bill, I need some chenille.
You need some chenille.
I didn't bring one. It's all prepared.
This, or this? Oh, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, one little piece of wire. I'll do it. It's nothing too.
Two whites, two grays, one red, one green olive. One piece of wire and green, one piece of chenille and.
You
two
say
hooks.
Ozark fly fishing?
Green. He's a crazy dude.
It is. It's a video you gotta like to watch. Don't know what he's gonna do next. And you don't have 2 hours worth of garbage talking in between stuff. He just kind of gets to the point.
Fast forward on when he opens the presents. First 10 minutes. of that.
Getting stickers.
Is this enough? Is this enough to make two?
Yeah, that's more than enough, I think.
Can y'all hear us? Okay?
How much of this? One?
That's good, Brittany.
One?
Jeff, Peter, can y'all hear okay?
Okay, thumbs up.
Yeah, I can hear. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, good, thank you.
Same here.
Okay.
Okay, the key thing about using laser dub more is less. Because the stuff floats. And if you get too much on there, it won't, it won't go right. All right, well, let me go over a few things on here before we get started. We're gonna. I was talking a minute ago about this laser dub. If you have to take it, get the piece about that large, and then when you pull it back and forth, what you're doing, I'm trying to show them. What you're doing is you're putting all them fibers together where they're together. I mean, there's one. This way, when you tie it in, nothing's going to pull out of it. Okay. All right. So we'll get started on fly. First thing we're going to do is we're using a size 2 B10S. You can tie it on anything smaller or larger. This is just the one we decided to do this on.
Anybody need hooks?
Everybody got the hook in? No, it's fine like it is.
I don't want these to step up here or something. Where are we right now?
Put the hook in the vise.
Okay, there you go. Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Everybody got a hook in? Okay. First thing, I'd probably do this different than other people do. I take thread, I start my thread, I wrap the hook back to the point, and I wrap it back to the front, and I stop. I do this before I put the wire on. Just personal preference, because that way when I put the wire on it, and then I go back over. So start your thread at the eye and wrap it back to the bend, and then go back forward to the eye. Y'all slow me down if I get a hit of it.
You don't go to the eye. Hold that still and wrap the-
It's personal preference. You don't put the wire on first or what, I just put it on next.
It needs to be on the outside, whichever way works best for your hand.
Everybody with me?
Where's the lead wire? I've not seen that. I've not seen lead wire.
Who doesn't have lead wire? Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm in a wrap on lead.
I ain't there yet, Mike. Hold on just a second.
Thank you.
I ain't there yet.
Thank you.
Give me just a second.
You way ahead.
All right, you should have a piece of 20.25 lead wire. Just start it with your fingers back here by the bend, and then give it like 10 wraps, going forward toward the eye.
Touch and wrap.
Yeah, touch and wrap. I mean, you don't have to be precise if it's 10, 10, 11, 12. All you're doing is giving a little bit of weight, so it'll go down, and then helicopter it off. Just try to keep it in the center, kind of the center of the hook.
Or up to the center.
No, I just take it and push it to the center like that.
Okay, so start it at the back and then just slide the whole mass to the center.
Yeah, just wrap your 10 and just kind of slide it up. Right. I usually compress them together with my fingers.
I got it. Thank you.
Where do you start to let it?
Right above the point. Right above the point of the hook. Right here.
So. Careful. Now,
This one that sticks out. Yeah, I was have to watch my fingers. He said that. Push it so it's.
Everybody with me yet? Bruce still there. You good, Mike?
Where you got your thread right now?
In the front.
Squeak.
It don't matter. You're eventually gonna get back to the back.
Just behind the.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. I don't have it all the way up there, Mike, because I'm going backwards in a second. Jeff, y'all caught up? I mean, Chris, y'all good? All right, now take your thread and we're gonna wrap the thread back over the top of the wire, okay? Over top of the lead wire. And wrap it down and then go right and stop right before the hook point. Everybody there? All right, now you should have, you ought to have some white laser dub. Bill gave you a clump of it. You don't need this big clump at one time, okay? I mean, you just need something about this size. White, the white, I'm sorry, the white.
From Walter Jerry.
Can't see it, Jim.
Call from Walter Gerald H.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm holding up the audience. Now can you see it? You don't need a clump this big. You just need something about this size. And like I was saying earlier, you gotta separate it, put it back together till you get it where it's pretty stout, where it don't pull apart.
This one?
Are there two colors of white dub, or how many different?
There's a white, they should have a white, and you should have a gray, or silver, a gray. It's silver and minnow belly is what it is. This one.
Okay, so you're doing the white first?
We're doing the white first, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
What, too gray? This one?
All right, can you see what I'm holding up?
Yeah,
Is that about right?
a little too much. Take a little bit out, take a little bit out of it. Take just a little bit out of it. You're gonna find out after you do enough of these, you learn how to adjust the amounts you need. This is gonna be your tail. In the screen now? All right, we're gonna take this piece of laser dub, position it right above where the tip is on the hook. But you got it about centered in the middle of the piece you've got, okay? Half and half. Take and make 2 loose wraps. And make sure you got it still on top before you tighten it down. And then cinch it down and make a couple more wraps.
Tie it on top of the hook.
Yes, sir.
So it's half.
And half. If it rolls around on you, just pull it back on top and tighten it down. That's one reason I try to put thread on the hook, because this stuff's slippery. Y'all good, Chris? Got it, Bruce? Okay, now you take this front portion and you go fold it back over the back and hold it with your fingers together like so. And then I want you to come back up and wrap over it about 2 or 3 times and hold it.
How far back do you wrap it?
I just wrap it, Mike, to make it come together like this. 2 or 3 wraps. You don't have to go back very far. Okay, now you should have a piece of pearl chenille or SS. I don't know which one y'all have, but it looks like this. Take it and take the end of it and tie in right where you left off with a laser dub. Make 2 or 3 wraps and tighten it down, and then move your thread to about 3/4 of the way up the hook. You'll still see it on the screen, right? Or is it?
So how many reps are you doing?
I've got the wraps. I just tied it down. Yeah, just tie it down in the back.
Okay. Where's your thread hanging now?
About 3/4 of the way up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap it 4 times, and your thread should be up in the front when you tie it off. We good in TV land out there?
Yes.
All right. Okay, everybody good? You got it? Okay. All right, now take it and wrap it forward. Make 4 complete wraps.
How close together are the wraps?
Side by side.
Like run your thread back up to the eye.
Yeah, run your thread back up there.
Wrap this around.
Darn bass won't move on.
Wrap it on the front.
Keep wrapping it forward. 4 should be good. If you get a 5th one, it's fine. Just don't go up any further than that. If you can see in my,
Almost all the way to the eye.
no, Mike, I got that much there.
Oh, I see, okay, yeah.
Now I want you to tie it off there. Now, the way I tie it off is I'm holding down the SDS and I wrap it around it with the thread, and then I go back over a hook and tie it down.
You go all the way to the eye with it?
No, you go about halfway, Bruce. It's back in. I'm sorry. And then clip off the excess and be careful not to cut your thread, which I usually do. What's the name? It'll still work. Okay. Now you've got some silver laser dove, okay? Building these flies with laser dove, you need to have 2/3 on top and 1/3 on the bottom. What I'm saying, you need to have almost twice as much on the bottom as you put on the top. So you give it that contour shape of a minnow. You don't, because if you don't, it's not gonna run right. Okay, so when you sort this stuff out, make sure you got twice as much on the top as bottom. It says 2/3, 1/3, so go from there.
Top and bottom, what?
But we're fixed to, one clump is going on the bottom and one clump's going on the top. The top one we tie is gonna have twice as much. Sorry?
Pulling these apart.
Yeah, and just anytime you use this stuff, you need to take it, pull it apart, put it back together to try to make it where it's more durable. Because when you run that brush through it at the end, if you don't have it pulled where it's together, you lose about half of it.
You start with the top and bottom.
I start with the top. Okay, so your biggest clump you want to put on the top, you start it right where the S-stash stops. You want to put it on top, center it, go in the middle of it, and make a couple of loose wraps like we did in the back, and tighten it up.
Just in front of the SS?
Right where it stops, yes.
Might have thin line out too much.
So 1/3 of this I pulled out and I put aside.
We're gonna use it on the bottom. That'll be the next thing we do is a 1/3 part's going on the bottom.
Okay, thank you.
It's gonna go down here.
Talking about that whole clump?
Sorry?
Talking about 2/3 the whole clump.
Yeah, I mean, no, what I'm saying is about the clumps they gave you aren't equal.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is what you put on the hook, you need to make sure the bottom is 1/3 of what the top is. So it's a 2/3, 1/3 ratio.
So the bottom is 1/2 what the top is.
Yeah,
I got
or one,
Right?
basically, yeah.
I got about 3/4, 1/4.
It'll work
Give
out.
me a little more of this.
It'll work out. Okay, now turn your vise, or if you don't have a rotary vise, whatever, turn it up. We're going to the bottom of the hook. We're gonna take the other piece, which is smaller. We're gonna do the same thing, tie it in the same place the other one's tied in, but on the bottom. Tie it in the middle. It's the silver again, but you put it on the bottom.
Silver?
Yeah,
We use that smaller clump and we'll do the other side.
everybody with me? Turn it back over, go back to the top. And we're gonna take both this top, and you're gonna pull the top back on top and the bottom on the bottom, sweep it back, pull your thread through, and then make a couple of wraps in front of that.
Can't do that without sticking my finger.
Yeah, that's the hard part. eh? And don't worry about it looking like it's going everywhere. We'll fix that in a few minutes.
It has to be right at the end of that leg. and it just don't cooperate.
Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and pull everything back. Wrap forward a little bit, keep it on top.
In front of it, when you wrap it, if you wrap on top of your thread, you're gonna build a dam in front of it. It kind of helps hold it back. You know, you're gonna build up against it, but you can just sweep this stuff back with your fingers.
What size hook is it?
2,
And we got the,
yeah, B2, B10, yeah. All right, the next part, we're gonna do it this way. It's optional. I mean, you can tie these out doing this. You got a little bitty piece of red. You don't need very much. And what we're gonna do is we'll give it that red accent in the center, like in this other fly we've already tied.
Let's get almost to the nose.
So you pull these back and tie them, ahead of them.
Yes,
yeah.
well, if you way back from the front, we'll just put some more up there when we get ready to do the next clump. If we put two, we're gonna put 2 more clumps on here. We're gonna put a green olive and a white. And if you're not up to hook eye, we can add another olive and a white. Okay? This red is just an accent. We're not, you're gonna put it, I'm gonna do it from, can you see it like that? It goes on the side. Can you see it in the camera like this? Okay, gonna tie it on the side, put it on the side, make a wrap, hold it down, take the other, well, wait a minute, let me start over.
And
It's
how
supposed to,
far back should the red be?
it's, all we're doing is an accent in the middle part, so it's really not specific. If
Because
you-
I'm about halfway of my shank hook where all of this is.
Oh, wait a minute. The red should be up near the head.
Yeah.
Just tie some more, put another double wrap on there.
Go ahead and put some more silver on there.
Yeah, Mike, you got some?
Yep, you got some.
If you have, listen up, if y'all have quite a bit from that first clump you put on there to the eye, and you think you can do that 2 more times, we're gonna put another 2 silvers on there. If you don't, well, then the next one's gonna be green. But this red is an accent, okay? We can leave it out or put it in there. That's all. That's it. It's just for gill color.
On the side, you said the red.
Yeah, we just, you kind of might put it like that, and you're gonna put it on the side. Get your thread back there first. Let me know if I'm wandering out of the camera, because this thing is sliding. I could actually put more on mine. Tie down on one side and then bring it back the other.
So you put it on both sides?
Yeah, you're gonna lay it across and hold it and tie it where it's on one side, then flip it back to the other. So it looks something like this. Seeing it on the other side is like that. See what happens when it sheds. It's good, Bruce.
Oh, no, I hadn't. I wanted to see what I want to do. Got it. Just. Divided by 10.
While y'all catching up, I'm gonna go ahead and do the last step. So I mean, it's the same process every time we do it. We just change the colors now. Use the olive is gonna go on top. It's the same way. Tie it and do it in half. Wrap it 2 times and pull it tight and then wrap it a couple more times and make sure it's still on top. Sir? No, your olive should be the same amount that your silver was on top. Or pretty close to it.
Am I saving a third to put on below it, the olive?
Yes, or it should have a white to go below the olive.
Oh, not olive, not a third of the olive below, 2/3 on
So
top?
olive is just on top.
Oh, just on top.
Yes, sir. See how it is in this one, the olive's on back, that's your back color, then the white's coming under the throat.
Okay. And that's my last tie down. I don't need more room in front of this.
No, sir. Should be the last one if you, I don't know, this ties 2 hooks. Some of them people are putting too far, it's further back, it's taking more, but this should be the last one. So we're gonna turn it upside down, take that clump of white. It's about the same size, the clump of silver you had on the belly. Do it in half, just like we did that one. Give it a couple wraps, tighten it down, make sure it's on the bottom and the chartreuse is on, the green's on the top. I've got chartreuse in my brain. Wrap it up and then turn your vise back over. Should be looking at this big green and white X.
Stuff for 2 flies on this one.
Very easily done. I first started tying lunch ones, I'd have half a pack on there. Okay, so you sweep these back, the white goes to the belly and the white goes and green goes to the top of the olive, and then build you a thread dam in front and whip finish it.
Now, I done got way behind.
No, I'm fixing to come help you. So, you know,
Okay, I got my red in now.
okay, now you should have olive for the top and a white for the bottom.
Okay. About 2/3, 1/3.
Yes, about the same way the silver was. And then whip finish it.
This stuff is not real durable. Right below it.
Yes, sir.
You want to go with that. How about that? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, you don't take that. Yeah. Pretty rich. It is pretty.
Did it bite you?
Yeah.
Did it work out, Peter?
I don't. I learned how to do it last time. I've been doing it 5 years. I learned how to do it last month. And I learned from that. What you gotta do is make sure whatever these are. Sorry?
I can't wait to finish the lane.
I should be able to.
I should be too.
I've seen that too.
Makes it a lot easier to be trying to struggle with it. And every time. Yeah, we'll finish it.
I got one. I look impressive. It is a big one.
Okay, after you get it whip finished, just kind of, smooth with your fingers, kind of work all that stuff back. You can take a wire brush or something and just kind of brush it and then straighten all your stuff. That's when you find out how well you pulled it together, because it might come out half of it missing. We can do another one. Oh. Is everybody good on it? It's just Flip and Jeff
Let's split Jeff,
and Pete.
I talked to him today.
Well, this side looks good, the red on this side looks good, this side looks like there's not even any.
That's what happened, Rich. It just comes with time. So it should look something like this.
Yeah. it's true.
Yeah.
That's something that you gotta, if you do enough a while, you find out. That's what we're talking about. More is less. Because everybody has a tendency to use too much to start with.
Jim, have you fished one yet?
Not this one, no, I haven't.
Have you seen?
You can
it
put it
act-
to the test for me.
What kind of action does it have? I wonder.
Sir,
I wonder what kind of action it'll have.
I don't know. Like Bill and I were talking, it's not much different than a bad hair day, honestly, just using a different material, so it should swim. I mean, we don't have, I'll find out. I'll try it next week or so. For those of y'all that hadn't used laser dub, it's about 10,000 colors, this stuff, and you can make these things however you want to make them as far as color patterns. Purple and gold.
I felt like I was cheating catching fish up there, because you could see them. I've never seen one.
Yeah, on your laser book. Yeah, a laser book.
Yeah. Like I said earlier.
Now, one other thing, okay, and we're not gonna do it tonight, but this is your option. You can put eyes on this thing and use it, or not put eyes on it. I mean, that's kind of your personal preference. It looks better for us as fishermen with eyes on it, so. And I've got some up here if somebody wants to play with super glue and try to stick them on there. Good question. I've caught a lot of fish with no eyes on streamers. A lot. With, huh?
You know why I like the eyes? It covers up when I screw up the front end of the fly.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, I want y'all to make sure you have enough material to take home and tie at least another copy. I know you've got another hook. So if you're a little short on the dubbing, I've got plenty of dubbing up here. Okay.
On this dubbing, just keep in mind that if you think you got enough, take part of it off.
Okay. I'll just put it up here, y'all can kind of come get what you want.
Hey, Bill. Bill.
I bet you that can't crap.
We do this.
Professor, would you take a look at this and tell me I got too much damn dubbing on this? We're not being recorded.
I don't think so.